maybe starting with, we've reached out to everybody. You've given us your ideas. Nick, we put them all in a word cloud. We saw the most popular idea. We're going to start an attempt to build it now over the next hour. Nick, do you want to share the idea and then going step by step on how to build it? And I would recommend for everyone to do it at the same time, just so that if you can, if you're able to keep up, this way you're doing it as you're hearing it, and you can split your screen. So you can put the Zoom on, like, half the screen, and then the other half the screen being your browser, where you can just follow exactly what Nick is doing. Firstly, maybe going on ChatGPT. Back over to you, Nick.
Yeah, so it might be a bit limited to the ones that are going for, unless you have subscriptions with Claude or ChatGPT, because you have limited prompts, and we will prompt a lot. There's going to be a lot of errors that we're going to go back and forth. We're going to copy paste the whole workflow and put it. So it can be a bit long, and there is a limit for the free versions. So anyway, one of the ideas that I've seen that has kind of 33 votes, and to be honest, I haven't tested it before. I haven't tried to build anything like this before. I just copy pasted it now, and we're going with the flow together to try to solve it and show you how I went through it. So a flexible AI workflow builder that integrates with existing app to automate repetitive process, from research to report generation for niche or personal use case. So it's pretty vague as a system. So
Nick, can you share that prompt also in the chat?
yeah, so that was just a question, actually. I will share it here. Okay, and I'm going to go to a new chat now, and I'm going to fix a bit this. Okay, and I'm just going to say, I want to build flexible AI. No, actually, I want to generate ideas for building a flexible AI flow that integrates with for research to report generation for initial. And we're just going to say in an A10. And I'm just going to add using AI agents. And let's see what type of ideas ChatGPT is going to give us, and maybe we can implement something like that. Here data is talking to use, for example, Zapier, even though I told him I want an A10. So that's funny. Research and insight, micro market research assistant, academics, summaries. Really slow ChatGPT. And though they were super happy about ChatGPT 5. Content creation, okay. Custom diet coach. You can do something like that. Track recipes, groceries, inventory, local store prices, and meal plans for your diet goals. Personal habit, okay. Anything AI agent design. Okay. So we can take this lifestyle here thing, copy paste this. And now I'm going to go to Claude. I want to build a workflow in an A10 that, well, and copy paste this.
Nick, can you paste?
Oh, this, yes, sorry. I'm focused on what I'm doing.
For those who are
Yeah. So I want a custom coach, custom diet coach, track recipes, grocery, blah, 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 personal habit, okay. I want to build a workflow in N8N that will allow me to create to have those agents. Agents. See. Let's say this one, have those agents below. Okay, let's see what they return. And from there, now what you see here, it will actually create a workflow. So here it's designing it for me. And then after, N8N only works completely on JSON file. So you can, it's so easy to copy paste from N8N to Claude and to Claude to N8N and just see the workflow. So here is it's just telling me what it's going to build. So custom diet coach, okay, data source and input, recipe, blah, 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 workflow component, key logic, and starting with the simplest data source, setup and create basic workflow skeleton. Okay, a basic and N8N. Now, definitely, when you have an idea that is thought of, you can give more details about the role of the AI agent, what he has to do, what he shouldn't do, what is the tone of voice, all those information, you can put them in paragraph for each AI agent, and it will add it there. And we can do that later. So please, if you have ideas, you can put them in the chat. I can try to show you how this will work. But I'm trying to move forward to have something up and running. So I'm just taking the ideas that Claude is generating for us. And now he's actually creating the whole workflow for me. And I haven't done anything yet.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you went, at some point, you disconnected for a couple of seconds, and I lost the connection between the workflow that you created on GPT and then the code that you generated on Claude. So what you did is basically you put the idea in ChatGPT, you got the output in English language for a workflow in N8N, copy pasted that workflow, dropped it inside Claude, and then it created the code for you. Is that what it
So
is?
I put it in here. That's what ChatGPT generated. And I could have asked ChatGPT to generate it as a prompt that an AI would understand, but it's fine. I didn't for now. And then it gave me a strategy of what we're going to build. And I just asked it, please create a basic workflow skeleton that I can copy paste in any time, based on its understanding. I didn't dig deeper into what system I want and stuff. But you could. So you could go in here and say, no, actually, I wanted to do just diet coach and calorie tracking and stuff like that. It depends what you want, but just to move forward and to show you that in a few seconds, I have the full a skeleton of the workflow already, and I'm going to show you how it's going to be working. So I just told her to generate a workflow, a skeleton that I can copy paste in an A10 based on that idea. That's not an idea I generated; I just copy pasted it. And here's the
One
complete
second.
yeah.
Sorry. Can you give just a quick recap of the step of by step of what you've done, just by judging by some of the comments that I'm seeing? Some people, it's going a bit fast, and the Wi-Fi disconnection is a bit hard. So, do you
Yeah.
mind giving a very quick recap of what you've done so far?
Yes, sure. So here I copy pasted from ChatGPT uh, to Claude, okay, based on the diet idea that we were a coach that we wanted to implement. So I want to build an N8N workflow that will have those agents. So a custom diet coach, personal habit historian, event prompt assistant. Okay. And once I said this, it gave me an idea, a kind of a strategy. So custom
Mhm.
diet coach, it told me the data source and input is going to be a recipe database, grocery inventory, store prices. So these are web scraping nodes from local grocery store. So you can connect it. So this is, for example, connecting to other system, for instance. And the user goals can be an input that you add, for example, how much weight you want to lose, the muscle gain, dietary restrictions, and current progress. For example, it can be tracked with Fitbit, MyFitnessPal. Uh, it can be an API integration, workflow component. So this is everything it understood that it can do with the N8N AI agent workflow, and it's going to build a skeleton to be able to build all of this. So the personal habit historian, what it will do, how you will input the information, and the components, the workflow component are going to be a cron trigger. So we're going to go into this later. We're going to have multiple HTTP requests, which are going to be the AI agents. We're going to have to merge nodes, to merge data, if you want, um, some code nodes, some OpenAI nodes, condition nodes, and Notion nodes. Notion is a bit like Confluence for those who know. So it's like kind of a place where you can document stuff. And then you can have an analytics feature. So by reading this, you can communicate with Claude and say, oh, no, I don't want it that complicated. I just want to be able to input manually my information. And I wanted to generate a diet journey for me. Okay. But I just went through with what it gave me. I don't know. Do you want me to? Um, I can see some. If you want some thumbs up, we can refine this and make it simpler, if you want, or we continue the way we are, and I show you how we move forward in A10. If I have
Up to
some
you, Nick.
thumbs.
I think let's do one exercise of refining it, just to get simpler, so that we can get to the final output on and in our call today. We have another 45 minutes, so we have a lot of time.
Okay.
We started 5:30 to no, we actually have 20 minutes to go. We started at 6. We have 45 minutes.
We have 45 minutes, but it's a lot of back and forth
We have a
in
lot
the
of
workflow. That's why.
Okay, okay. Khalas, if you feel that, so maybe do one refinement for people who just joined and want to get a sense of how you make, the ultimate map
Yeah.
larger or shorter. For a few people who just joined who said, hey, I missed the beginning of it. We started off with seeing a workflow on how to improve your resume and take your resume and drop it into a system that will critique it vis-a-vis a job based on the ATS. The system will give you feedback, the job will give you feedback. Nick, be careful. The camera, the audio is it's something to the earphone. And after that, you got scores, so that workflow gave scores to each. Then it went through a way to improve it, to improve the resume vis-a-vis that job. And then it scores it, and once it got plus at least 10-20% improvement on your first resume vis-a-vis that job, it moved to the next stage, which is create a cover letter. This was just a way to see what the end product will be. And now we're starting from the beginning with one of the ideas that everyone shared. The idea was creating a fitness app that I think more than 10, 12 of us had the same idea, which was really cool. This fitness app, Nick started with a basic prompt in ChatGPT. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. And then from that, uh, asked it to create an N8N workflow for this particular app, and it created the workflow. And then Nick took it from there and moved it over to Claude to say, what was the next step, Nick?
Yeah, so in ChatGPT, I just copy pasted the idea, and I said that I want to generate ideas because it was a high level idea. I want to generate more ideas to be able to create an N8N workflow. And one of the ideas that it generated was this diet coaching personal habit historian AI agent that I added in Claude. And once I added it in Claude, it came up with a whole idea of what we can build. Now, this seems a bit complicated for a start, and especially starting with very complex workflow can be overwhelming at the beginning. So we can ask to simplify it and have something much more simpler, manageable, and then we can start adding functionalities to it if you want. So we can use this as a vision and then breaking it down into smaller pieces. So now we were suggesting trying to simplify this idea into a smaller version, a smaller workflow that we can add in an A10. Is it okay for everyone?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I'm going to
And
say,
someone asked if can we see the whole prompt? Do you mind copy pasting the entire prompt? Or anyway,
I,
if you're gonna copy paste it anyways now, since you're gonna try to refine it, I guess, right?
yeah, like the prompt is just this that I already pasted in the chat. I just took what
In the chat. It's in the
ChatGPT
chat above
generated.
for everyone.
So I'm just going to say that it seems like a great idea, but it's too complex. I want a more simplified version. And more manageable. And we're going to do more manageable. You can break down the whole workflow in smaller pieces. So phase one, basic data collection, start here, workflow one, just get Fitbit steps. Go fetch data, fetch today's steps from Fitbit and log them. So let's say Okay, so here you're going to log them manually. So any can be Fitbit or Apple Watch data, you will log them here. So let's see, there's say, okay, ID, name, time, position, parameters. So JSON is usually easy to read, so you don't really need programming skills. You can really understand what they're saying here. And then one file simple notion habit check goal notion. Okay. So now it kind of simplified it for me, broke down the whole idea in much more in simpler version or steps, iterations, if you want, for the product. And here we were going to start adding AI analysis, so it's in the phase 2. We can stop copy pasting phase 1 into the workflow, see how that's looking, and then we'll add the rest. So in here you can directly include copy the whole thing, like this step. So I'm going to copy paste this, copy and go here. So I have a new N8N window. So once you open it, you'll be able to create a project. It's the first thing that you're going to see anyway. And then I'm going to paste it here. And now I have a manual trigger. I have the get steps and the format steps. So it already generated one part for me. A manual trigger is a way for you to input information from here. And get steps, it will get the inputted information into that part, and it will format all that information for you. So that's what they were explaining in here. Fetch today's step from Fitbit and log them manually. Log them, you log them in the triggers. So usually for testing purposes, even when I did the CV optimization, I didn't start with the webhook. I didn't have Lovable or any front-end application. I just had a trigger, and I copy-pasted manually here the CV and the cover letter, and then send it through just to see if it works. And then I created the front-end UI just saying I want a place to upload the CV and copy-paste the job description. So now this node is where the workflow execution starts. When you click the test button on the canvas, okay, so usually when I execute, there is no field or anything happening currently. So we will need to be able to add fields in here to send them to this HTTP request.
Nick, we
Yes.
got one question asking from those who are working with you in parallel. They're asking if you can paste the results Claude the results you got from Claude into the chat so that they can try to do this in N8N in parallel.
Yes, sure. So I can just copy paste this, copy paste it here. Oh, we need to copy paste this. So in here, usually for the HTTP request, we will need information from Fitbit. Where am I? Because I can see that I need an API for Fitbit.com to connect it. So usually we have to go to the Fitbit website, get the API, an API key. Usually as well, we have to pay for this and for credits, and then you will be able to put it in here. So there is section, variable context. It will tell you where to put the API key. Those are all the APIs that you can have actually in anytime. It's huge. Is it okay for everyone? You were able to paste this in? Any thumbs up? Can I continue?
Not yet. What understood? So once you took the prompt from Claude, how did you what did you do with the output of Claude inside N8N?
The output of Claude inside N8N. I just, what do you mean? Can you clarify, Howard, please?
So
Just copy paste.
yeah, this like where did this yeah, this was copied. Where did it get pasted?
Anywhere in here. So I will remove this. You just put Control V.
Oh
Remove
wow.
it. Yeah.
Okay. That's not a okay, so we see a wow here. Okay, we got a couple of wows, and Resha is on is going with you. We have Resha Sherpas and Carmen who are following you. Jessica
Ah,
gave us a
yeah.
wow. Christine is giving a wow. Okay, so I think anybody have any question on dragging and copy pasting the code that we get? So we go on Claude, we have our idea, we sell it, give us the N8N workflow, it gives it to you, and then you just paste it directly inside N8N, and it just creates the first few steps for you.
So just to go back a bit before when they generated the first part, like the skeleton, before we simplify it, the agent that you can import directly into an intent, this will give you a solid foundation to build upon. So I just want to show you if I just copy paste this whole thing that they generated and put it in an A10, what you will see. That's the flow. It's nearly complete. Now we're building it piece by piece, but
Sorry, one more question. We have a bit of
yeah,
debugging here to do on the human machine side. What is it that you asked Claude to get that output that when you paste it in N8N, you got that workflow? Because some are in Claude are not receiving the code version of it.
yeah, you should mention that. So you can say, please create a basic workflow skeleton that I can copy paste in an A10. So the moment you ask Claude that you want a workflow that you can copy paste based on a specific idea, it will actually write the JSON file for you to copy paste
Okay,
into an A10.
beautiful. Light bulbs are coming up in the chat. Keep going.
So like you can see, like most of the work is already complete. We can um, we can continue from here actually, so we don't go back and forth. But I just wanted to show you how quickly things can be built, and then how you can start debugging piece by piece to make it all work. So once we have that part, we go back to our planning here. This one is simple workflow, step by step. So we did the first step. Now phase 2, simple AI analysis workflow, basic AI insights. So let's copy the second phase. I want to see if I can copy actually the whole thing. Maybe share it with you. I don't know if it's going to be too long in the chat, to share all of this. Or I'm going to copy just part of it. Let me copy paste this one in the chat here, so you can add this as well in 2010. Right. One. I'm not able to paste anymore in here. Why? Okay. I'm not being able to paste anymore in the chat for some reason. Why? Let's try this. And now you paste it next. So usually when you have something red here, that this means there is something off, not working. If you double click on the node, it will ask for credentials. So you will need to create, for example, your login details for Notion. So you have to log in. So for setup instruction, you can use actually the AI assistant within N8N. And this, I use it a lot when there are issues in the code. You can ask the agent within N8N, and sometimes it just tells you that, okay, do you want me to replace the code for you? And you say, yes, it will replace the code for you. Sometimes it can give you the code that you copy paste. So it's a bit using a bit of both. When you're in N8N and you're having issues and you have this assistant, try to use this first. If that doesn't work, send it back to Claude. So here it will explain how to set up Notion API, integration API. So okay, you have to go to Notion. It's very detailed, very easy step by step. Go to Notion integration dashboard. So that's the link. Click the plus, new integration, name your integration, submit your to create the integration, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's going to take a bit of time to do this, but let's see. Let's continue with the step-by-step, see where we're going, and then we'll fix everything. So let's say copy, this is phase 2. We're in phase 2, this is phase 3. Okay, so copy phase 3, move it in here, phase 3. And I'm going to complete it with phase 4. I know I'm not sharing the copies for some reason. I'm not able to copy paste in the chat. I don't know if there is another way we can do that. But I'm just copy pasting what I'm having here, all the step by steps into Lovable, into N8N. So, okay, so obviously this at 8 p.m. daily, there is a log trigger. So this obviously is something else. It's not, so here, week 1, master the basics, start with workflow 1A, get it working with your Fitbit, try workflow 1B, connect to your Notion. Okay, so we don't have Fitbit. I think that it's better to put just input. I'm going to put here, I don't have an Fitbit API key. I don't want to get one now. Can I input the data manually? So now it's refixing the whole code for me, step by step, without even considering Fitbit anymore. Saying, okay, I'm going to do a manual input of the data, and it's going to change everything for me regarding this. Now, what's really cool about that is that you can go back and forth between N8N and Claude so easily. So, for example, you have an issue in the get habits, I can really literally copy paste all of that. You see, copy to keyboard, Control C, and Control V into Claude, and say I'm having a problem in the node get habits. And it will go and check everything for you, fix it, and generate again the whole thing. Okay, so let's see what he generated without the Fitbit. How is everyone doing? Are you having fun using N8N and Claude? I had a lot of fun, to be
You were
honest.
to look at Amal Harib's workflow.
Yeah, I saw like this is.
It looks huge. But then I don't know if it's gonna run today. هلا كمان I
You,
wanted to see
it's
Nick.
connected. Why I cannot see it big? Oh yeah, I can. It's here. Fetch. So you have fetch recipe diet coach. So this is actually an AI agent, diet coach AI, and then habit historian AI, yes, and then event print AI. So you have the whole the three AI thing, and then you have a webhook trigger as well. I don't know if you added this or it added it for you, but that's amazing because you can have a front end and you have a manual trigger, so you can actually input data manually, and you have a schedule trigger. So that's a pretty like complete workflow, to have. And then after you can easily debug by just copy pasting the whole thing into Claude. Just copy paste everything and say, okay, the diet coach AI is not working. What's wrong? What should I have to do? Walk me through it step by step, and it will give you exactly what you have to do. If it's too complicated for you, just say it's too complicated for me. Generate another JSON file that I can copy paste in N8N with all the response, with the fixes, and it will do it for you. So this back and forth that we're doing between actually N8N and Claude and N8N and Claude, that's the patience I was trying to talk about, because sometimes it can be really annoying, like you can get blocked into issues that it cannot solve, but then you have to use the AI assistant in N8N. You need to use try ChatGPT, try even Lovable if you have, for example, in the CV optimization, I had an issue in my N8N workflow. It wasn't sending information like you saw to the front end. So I sent the whole the end of the N8N workflow with the webhook to Lovable. And I said, okay, that's my workflow. What's wrong with it? Why aren't you receiving the data? And it corrected it for me. So it's trying to find this balance of using all the tools that you have to figure out the problem. But
Nick,
yeah,
I'm wondering
yes.
if building what you're currently building, if we're going to end up in an outcome or a result, or if it might make sense to do a very simple one, maybe a very simple version of the resume improver, because it could help everyone on the call. Can we, in 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, build
Yeah.
a
I
resume
thought like
improver?
it can take a while just to explain and do it, and the trials and error, it can be a bit overwhelming. But we can try to do something much more simple. Just saying, okay, I want to input a CV or any information that you want, a job description, and I want an AI agent to write my CV, for instance, and have that working. Let's say. So let me just create a new chat here and say, hey,
Okay, everyone, I'm just going to take a quick occasion now that we're doing a very quick chapter turn, just so that we can walk away with an end-to-end product, front end, back end, something that really works. We have a very special guest guest and very dear friend who's with us on the call. His name is Salam. And Salam is, outside of being an senior software developer at NASA and Kaiser Permanente in San Francisco, and right now being a very senior developer here in Riyadh, he's very kindly offered to be a mentor and help us with the workflows that we're building. He's an AI expert. He's a security expert. He's a fantastic developer. And Salam, if you're on, just wanted to ask if you could, at some point, maybe he could just turn on the camera, say hello. The idea is that I'm going to follow up and send you all an email telling you, hey, please fill that extra field in that form that I sent you with the outcome of your submissions, or as you submit them with a link to, like, let's say, published work, or it's half published, I need some support, then we can have some mentorship offered by Salam. Keep going, Nicola, and then I just want to just do a quick intermission. Okay, so now we're starting everything with Claude. I want to build a CV optimization system where I can copy paste the CV, the job description, and and have an AI agent to match my CV to the job description. Simple. This is your idea.
I can just add, just to integrate, because a lot was talking about integration to other system. I can just integrate it to Google Sheets, for instance. So it will send the information to Google Sheet at the end as a return.
Hey
Hello, hi
everyone.
everyone.
If everyone was wondering why Salam didn't say something, it's because I muted everyone, and Salam was part of it. So Salam, you're unmuted. You're a co-host. Over to you.
Hi everyone. I'm pleased to get to meet all of you, and I'm honored to be able to help everyone. Hopefully, what I wanted to say is um, building the AI is not um, building with AI is not going to be your thinker. It's going to be treated as your developer. So imagine that if you can play the architect, the system architects in your own software, then the AI will be your friend. He is that imagine that you have a team of developers, they are overseas, and your job is to tell them how exactly the program would work. You are the architect, the designer, and the tester. So you send it to them, they come back with the feedback, then you refine their work by testing it and giving your exact feedback on it. So I wouldn't barely um, take the AI to give me the idea, but I will get maybe inspired by some of the features. So that my 2 cents of advice for you now. But please feel free to reach out to me with your ideas through the platform or through Roy or whatever, so I can help as much as I can.
Perfecto. Yes, I'll be doing all the follow-ups and the liaisons. Let's just know that we have all the support we need and know that this is not an easy topic to tackle. Yani, if we didn't have the crazy guts to be able to say, okay, khalas, let's try to really get to a full-on workshop and see how far to the 100% we can in one 90-minute session, we wouldn't be here. So let's keep going because it's going to take a bit of work and effort. It's all about patience and debugging. So back over to you, Nick, and then let's keep sticking with it because I think we'll all be extremely happy with the results at the end.
Yeah. So need to be as well conscious of time at the same time, for everyone. But just so you know, like if you have any questions, you can reach out. I can always try to help as much as I can. I'm trying to as well on the same side log in from my phone, so at least I can share my face a bit. But let me see. Maybe it's going to work. So what I did now is first I wrote it in Claude, but I copy pasted it, cut and pasted it in ChatGPT, and I asked it to generate at the end a prompt. Generate the prompt that I can copy. I don't know why all this came back here as well. And I just sent this.
Nick, we have an echo. Nick, you're on mute now. Just you need to unmute. That'd create a very elegant workflow. Okay, you're back.
Now it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did is, okay, I wrote the idea, and I said, okay, generate a prompt that I can copy to another LLM, and it gave me the prompt. So now I can copy paste this. Role and experience, you're an expert career with blah, blah, blah. Task, read, provide CV and job description, compare the CV, output format, what is going to be. I don't need this at the end, so I'm just going to take that part here. Input CV, input job description, and that's it. That's what I need. Okay, I'm going to copy this and now throw this into Claude and say, and say, I want a Nathan workflow that I can copy paste. You will love copy pasting. Copy paste in. Okay, and then you can send. So now it's writing again everything. I had an interesting question in the chat. I was looking like, why don't you ask ChatGPT to provide us with the workflow? But that's what I tried several times, but it's not as good as Claude. You can do it, it will, but it's too messy, especially when it gets a bit complicated. Claude is so much more structured and especially in coding and everything related to coding, and Ideation is more powerful than OpenAI. Anyway, that's what I noticed, and I think that I'm super happy with it currently. So let's take this. We can deactivate those nodes, move them aside, and then I'm going to copy paste here the new. So here it put webhook configuration, start. See, CSV job description, move this. Why do I have Anthropic? No, it chose Anthropic. Usually it chooses OpenAI. That's fine. Smart final output, convert the CV. So here, zero optimization complete. Okay. Now I will go here and say, walk me step by step on how to input a CV and into this workflow. So step by step, okay. So step by step one, import the workflow into N8N. Open N8N in your browser. Go to the workflow. Click new workflow, okay. Select import. That's what we all did until now. Set up Anthropic API credentials. Here I'm going to say I don't have Anthropic API. I have OpenAI. So it will regenerate everything for me. Job description. Okay, let's see what it generated for us. Move this away, paste. So it's regenerated. Okay. Now I have the OpenAI CV analysis, format final output, convert to text, and save optimized CV. When I have stuff like that, I can copy this, just this one, and take it here. Okay, Control V. Not sure what this is. This is, can you fix it for me? The issue, it looks like the workflow didn't import properly and you only got a single node. Let me provide you with a simpler, more reliable workflow. So sometimes you can see that it's broken or it's not like the node doesn't say anything. So you can just copy paste that. It will tell you and fix it for you automatically. And it will generate another workflow for you that you can copy paste. So that's the back and forth you will do, and then go even step by step on each node to try to solve the problem. So now I'm just going to remove all this and copy paste again. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what did I do? Okay. Yeah. So now what did it do? Simplified it so much. So edit, so here I have the input content source string, okay, paste your content here, so that's the CV, and that's the job description, very good. So it simplified it a lot here, so that's my OpenAI CV optimization. Now I can put, I don't want to create, I want to, I need to put my API key. Sorry, this is something I cannot share, so I will just copy paste my API key. To get an API key from OpenAI, you can just put on Google API OpenAI. It will go to a website called platform.openai.com, and there you can pay credits for an API key that you generate, and then you will be able to copy paste it in here. Okay. So I'm just going to check my API key. Copy here. So now I have my API key that I pasted. Can choose the GPT model. I don't have the. I don't think that I have the 5 here yet, but in Lovable they already implemented the 5. And then here for the OpenAI CV optimizer, you can put the prompt. So in Claude, generate prompt. I can add to my AI agent. So this is a quick way to get the prompt from the AI agent for the AI agent, but we will have to refine it based on our requirements. So what would you want to have as a CV optimizer or a person? So here I said you're based on the example that I had before, an experienced career CV optimization with 15 years experience, blah, blah, blah. So it put everything here, core expertise. So it would give me an ATS scoring system to score my CV with job description, keyword strategy and placement, industry-specific CV formatting, recruitment psychology, and hiring manager preferences. So it's kind of all in one. What I did in my own project, I divided them all, and it was just feedback, and then a career coach merges everything. Here, one will do everything. Based on my research, it's better to split them. Like each AI agent will be focused on a specific thing, rather than being one doing everything. So all this is the prompt. Okay, so response on ready to my please provide this here. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste actually all this, and I'm going to paste it in the prompt. And then save. I'm saving workflow. You don't have access to the credential and OpenAI CV optimization node. Why?
Note everyone how it's just about, at this point, it's 80% going back and forth between two machines generating code and two systems generating code and connecting nodes. Get to the stage where you can generate nodes. You can just literally copy paste the error that you're getting, throw it here, and then it fixes it for you.
I did this. I had my new API key, but it has test.
One of a really good course that we can work on next is Lovable. We've been building incredible applications on Lovable. Doesn't have to be a pure agentic workflow. It's just a full-on web app or mobile app that you can build on Lovable. Yesterday, I built a website just for conference invitation with the data going into a CSV that access the basic repository database, and this way you can just have something more elegant than just a PDF that you can post there. You can even give it links to other splash pages or other web pages and tell it, hey, try to mimic this, but put this information here instead, and it'll just build the whole thing for you.
Yeah, but even in Lovable, you can ask it to have AI in it. Right? You can build an AI system in Lovable directly, but you will not have the flexibility that you have in A10. Like once it gets too complex and Lovable, it gets too messy and very hard to fix. So I had like 4 projects on Lovable just to do one because it got too big, too messy, and then every time I recreated in a simpler way. Whereas if you have the Lovable for front end, use everything that you want to do with AI in N8N, it's much more cleaner and less prone to error. So yeah, so here you have to follow step by step how to add the optimization CV, the API key, and where to go to generate it. So that's what I did personally, and so you just have to go to this link. I can share this link with you. Paste.
And for anyone who wants to hop off, we're going to have a second session on diving into workflows again. We're going to have a session on Lovable. But at the very least, if today we got to the stage where we understand N8 and we're able to build basic workflows on it, then that's already a step that takes us much further. And we were planning on having more sessions, so that's going to happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a lot of back and forth. It is time consuming, but it is a few days work where you can focus and anyway, it gets addictive, just to go back and forth and try to solve the problem and see things working. You'll get the hang of it very quickly, and you in no time you will see that you've built something. And anyway, like I said, you can always ping me if you have any issues or any blockers. I can always try to help. Like I said, I've been working on this for a few months now, like a bit more than 8 months, back and forth with Claude and N8N, and trying to. I've built a few applications already, a few workflows running that are interesting. And I think that you can do the same, just with a bit of patience and practice. So let me say, so for example, I will say, okay, I added my API key, so I can say this node, or even, just to show you, I can just take everything here and paste it in here. So it pasted everything here. And I just say, I'm having an issue with the API key.
Nick, I
Even
think we should
though,
probably, for anyone who wants to hop off, yeah, feel free to. Anyone who wants to stay a bit longer and see as, we debug if you have more questions, I'm happy to stay on for another 10 minutes. Just wanted to just let everyone know, just so that we can close this session properly. Thank you everyone for dialing in, and for, being daring enough to take on such a practical and important course. Turn on my video. Just wanted to say thank you for everyone. And this is just one of many to be able to, and not many, I don't think we'd need more than 2 or 3 to be able to build our workflows. The conference in Riyadh is going to take place on August 27th. We're going to have 6 spots for people who build top-notch agentic workflows at that conference. If you're in Saudi Arabia and you've built that agentic workflow and completed the course, then there is 100% a spot at the conference. But it's going to be important to complete the coursework to be able to make it to the conference in person. We're going to live stream it as well. And hopefully we're going to have the opportunity to do one in Lebanon as well. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. So it's going to be on August 27th, but it does require from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. And I'll be sending you the details, but it does require the completion of the course. And if you have an agentic workflow done and built, I'll send the follow-up day or tomorrow maybe, with where you can start to paste the link and some of the questions that you have. We'll aim to start a Slack channel so that we can have some support and work on them together. And then the big bonus is that in 2 weeks, we'll have our conference, and we're going to display 6 agentic workflows there fully working in front of some major employers who can be, which can give us some significant exposure. Thank you very much, everyone. And then whoever wants to stay ahead of Salah, please feel free to for the next 7, 8 minutes. If you have questions, put them in the chat. And Nick, if you want to just kind of give a quick summary of that as things get debugged.
yeah, so when I said that I already added the API key and stuff, sorry, where was it? Here, it said that, yeah, it was an issue in the JSON, and that it generated a fix for me. So I took back that into an A10. I still need to add my API key now because they don't add your API key. If you copy paste your API key in Claude or ChatGPT, it will say that okay, now it's out in the public, and you will have to generate a new one. So usually they don't use it every time. You have to copy paste again your API key because it's private. If someone has your API key, they will be able to use it, and then all the credits are gone. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't go that far as I expected because definitely there is a lot of talking. It's not me focusing 100% on building this, but it's exactly the flow I use back and forth to be able to build something. So if you have the idea, you structure your idea, put it in ChatGPT or Claude, and you can even ask how can you create a workflow that would make that work for you. You can like chat with AI to try to understand what ideas it can give, and then say, okay, now I want a fully workable workflow that I can copy paste in an A10, and then you will be able to start adding nodes, like going through each node and executing the step to see what's the error, understand the error, copy paste, send it to Claude, and say, okay, I'm having that error. What's the problem? And it will fix it for you. Or you can use the AI assistant in an A10 to fix it for you. Sometimes it's just a button. It will say replace the code, and it will work. So yeah, once that node works, you jump to the second node, execute the step, do the same, then go to the end and execute the step. And then if you want to execute everything, you can just execute the whole workflow from here. The simpler is always the better. So I don't know, I don't have my old workflow to see for the CV optimization. I did, but it was as small or something like that. And then I said, okay, I want to add more. I want to divide the tasks of this one and have 3 agents. So it regenerated with 3 agents. And then I started making it more and more complicated. But as Roy said, I'm always happy to have another session where we can deep dive as well, or continue something that we started, or actually do it from Lovable, and so see how we can connect the front end to the workflow like we did with the CV optimization. Otherwise, any questions, I'm always happy to answer and solve the problems together if you want.
We're getting a lot of comments. Nick, if you take a look at Mohammed Ibrahim's note about like having built a fantastic workflow. So Mohammed, we're this, I mean, bring it to life, and we can start to showcase this. The idea is that we're going to. I'm
With
hoping.
Telegram Trigger, I tried it before. It's really cool. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, the moment you have something in your head and you want to build, it's so much easier to communicate it and have something working. But it's important to go step by step. Each node, try to execute it, see how it will go, and move forward. And where there is an error, try to fix it. Just one thing: everything that is on the right-hand side, when you double-click on a node, everything that is on the left-hand side is the input. It's what's coming from the node before, and the output is what is generating. So you always can see the response that you're getting on the right-hand side. So to see, for example, the response of the OpenAI CV optimization, you will click here and see what's the input that you're getting. Or you can just see it from the output of of the AI agent. So on each step, you can see what is the response, if it's what you want or not, and if you need to modify. But that's really good, and see how fast you were able to achieve something like this with very little knowledge.
Yeah. Amazing. So, everyone, I'm really hoping that through our course, Hala, we're in a 4-week journey together. Through this course, we're going to walk away with, at the very least, 20 to 30 agentic AI workflows that are really cool. And I promise that anyone who just builds a heck of a cool one, we're going to showcase it. If you agree, you want to show it, and that can be just the start of becoming an AI developer, or just really being able to, you know, build agents that will do your work for you, and you can be, 2, 3, 4, 5 times more productive than any other employee. It's not an easy one. Everyone here has opted in, so and we're building this plane as we go. So first of all, we realized that the course that we're giving, that 4-week course, we got a lot of praise for it. It's organized and everything, but we also had some hiccups to fix with the payment, non-payment, to make sure everyone, because we oversubscribed. Then we realized we wanted to put a more practical angle to it, and this is our start of that journey. And we're going to continue and double down on this until we can walk away with 20, 30, these, wonderful AI agents, and off you go onto a superb career and be fully in touch with the times. Yeah, and this is an intro session, and